Yeah, guys, I wrote this for Doug McMillon, Walmart CEO. I went on Senator Ted page called um, Social Issues. And one thing I got for Doug McMillon, the Walmart CEO, you talk about prices, but let's talk about customer service. Let's talk about treating the customer with respect and dignity. If we keep talking about the prices and not talk about how customers are getting treated and how you need it. If I was your CEO, I would do a survey at every Walmart. If I was your Walmart CEO, I would do a survey every morning, every evening, every night. I would make sure all the employees straighten up their customer service. They're doing the survey sheets. All the employees doing the survey sheet, interacting with y'all, doing papers about customer service. And another thing, if y'all just talk, I see a million things goes on in the world today where people is having problems with employees. Stop caring about yourself and worry about what's going on with other people and how people are getting treated and bad customer service because people don't care unless it happens to them. How can we solve the problem of bad customer service if you are not watching everything around you and you're taking people's side? I was in a store in Addison, and this black lady and these other people got into it with employees. Who started it first? And I just walked in the store. We'll never know because certain people will take certain people's side and they don't care unless it happens to them as a customer. And we all just sit on the sideline and watch and not do nothing about certain things. And that can be the biggest part that we got up in Walmart in the customer service today. I was on this thing called today. I was on called the Spies, and I reading this YouTube thing. Horoscope talked about the spies. It made me see like the hatred of jealousy of despise or what I had to deal with somebody's cousin because they wanted to take advantage of me and not want me to be with their cousin. So me understanding the words of despise and the people that I'm dealing with are growing up and despise of it. Because people will want what you have and they will ruin your relationship. That's one of the things I hate about relationships. And I learned about it. People will despise and jealous because they trying to get something from you. And me understanding the keys of these things, and I'm like, hold up, this lady just talked about this on YouTube on a Sagittarian horoscope, and I'm dealing with these people, family, and despise and jealousy. And one of the things I learned, one of the things I'm learning, we're about the thing to happiness and finding peace and harmony is to let go of business and places that no longer serve you anymore. And I understand if you're dealing with racism, if you're dealing with people like Walmart, and you're dealing with those things, you have to learn how to let go of. And Texas businesses got problems. And I'm learning right now. My thing is, and people want to keep you here and make you be around racist behavior from Texas and Governor Abbott businesses with disability. And I realized something today that I don't need that. I don't want to be around those things. The key is to not be around racist businesses. And you probably got that all over America, so you're dealing with certain things. So the thing is to take yourself out of the equation when you're dealing with racism in Walmart and Texas businesses, is to take yourself out of the equation and go on a different path. This new journey that I'm going on, I don't know how it's going to take, but I'm not going to continue to work in a racial environment and be a part of a society and wear a face mask where racism playing dumb and our black people pointing the finger at us. The mayor won his election off of racism and the black voters that voted for him, and black people trying to attack me. Seeing the bus driver in Dallas the other day on my other social media, The behavior is getting worse. And I want y'all to know that. And I want y'all to know that. The spies. No, we had to talk about that topic. We had to talk about that topic. I don't even remember what subject I put this on right now. Because I'm talking about the Walmart CEO. And my phone did start back working. It's time for me to get a new phone anyway. This phone did start back working. And it just started back working. And I want to talk about, we talking about Walmart, and we talking about certain things. But things I learned about the subject I learned, and I'm watching a video about the spot, and we just talking about Walmart. We talking about people that despise you and look at you because you can't get what you want. Don't look back. And I say, man, the one thing I learned about the situation dealing with Walmart, and the one thing the happiness I'm finding to let go of racism. I told Walmart CEOs and I told the FBI, you scared to let me on the table because you scared of change? You scared that I have a mindset that is strong, that I might shake the foundation of it and create changes in Walmart? And I think that's why people don't want change. Doug McMillan don't want change. These CEOs scared. I say, you scared? And I'm watching them, and we're gonna talk about, because I'm on three different platforms right now. My phone just started back working, and I got a Metro phone coming to me tomorrow, and it just started back working again. This phone was out, but I want to tell people, I was thinking of a relationship, but I was also thinking of the cousin, that jealousy, that trying to use you out of despise and jealousy. And I had to deal with that. One of the things, me working at 14 and 15 years old, and me hanging around Sabina and them and Marissa and them, that they didn't have the things that I have. And the brand didn't match. Like Masterpiece said, that Cash Money brand, and my brand didn't match with Marissa and them. Because I got me and her had a song called The Best I Ever Had by Drake. And me and her used to always play that song with each other because I had shit that nobody else ever had. So when we have music to identify us, we use music to identify our connection. And understand these things. Me understanding my brand didn't match with their friends. What I had, jewelry, clothes, and going and having a job, it didn't match them because they was getting hired. They were doing this and all of these, and didn't match with those things. And I think people kind of despise what I was doing for their cousin, getting a jewelry. I think that was the kind of most of it. But me able to get on that, because everybody in Dallas County wanted to say, "Oh, you can." I'm sitting away from the cell, and everybody was telling me, "You care about that." I want you to know about my relationship. You want to know about me and Mirza's relationship. I'm talking about Walmart for my broadcast, but I'm also bringing the relationship up. I was always a breadwinner. I always stayed on my job. People don't even know that I went to college while I was in high school. I did multiple things. I went to North Lake College, went to Brookhaven. People don't even know I took ceramics, I took other classes. People don't know I was doing so many things with these situations while we was in school. We go to ceramics class while we was in Newman Smith and Mary Grimes. People don't know these things. They always in the classrooms. And that's the problem. They got them in the class, but they don't know what I was doing, all of those things. Going to elementary school. Oak Cliff tried to stop me from having a voice. And I think that way, anybody send me, and people, Trap Boy Freddie and them tried to come to the scene and be like, hold up, and do all of this. They wanted to stop me from having a voice. And I think that's what the case is with that situation. But People want to despise people because he's standing up for himself. He's standing up for justice. He's saying, it don't God say because he mad because he know God and God won't never give up. America, our troops will never give up. So why will we give up when we fight for something that's greater? And that's something we understand. I had to tell Joe Biden, I had to tell Joe Biden and Senator Harris, can you please tell Obama, Michelle Obama, thank you for listening to me. Thank you. And I wanted to get that to understanding. Thank you. You get my highest respect. But I really don't want to get in this politic thing. But thank you. Thank you for those things. And I will always remember you for those things, Michelle Obama and Obama. And I said, Joe Biden, I know you know Obama, y'all always sitting together and Michelle Obama. And I want to tell you thank you for listening. Thanks CNN. But the key is my mentality is strong. I attack my goal. But people don't want to change the Texas businesses. But I told Governor Abbott and Senator Tay, you better buckle up. Every last one of you. And every senator, Digger Miller, you scared of change. You scared to let me in because the way I was taught at Big Lots and where they moved me in different ways. Even though I had a little challenge problems and I learned from Big Lots, and trust me, without them, they put me to that platform. Big Lots have always, but you got Kroger's and everybody limited, but Big Lots have never limited disability. And Big Lots always played a part of disability. But Kroger's, I went on an interview in Kroger's, and I'm telling you, I had to talk about that. That they said on the food stamp office. It said you must have a good reason why you don't want to work at your job or lose your job. You must have a good reason. I caught on to something. I want to tell y'all something about a certain thing that I want to tell you about, because when I'm going to Kroger's on Frankfurt for a deli position, and I'm gonna tell you something how this is gonna play out. And I'm going there, and he judged me off my handwriting, and I didn't get the job. He wanted me to do something else. So I decided I passed the drug test. I did all of that. I did all of those things. And I decided I didn't want this situation to be like Charles. So I didn't take the job. But when I went, this the time after I didn't take the job, I got on that Walmart back. But the Kroger's people started coming. The Kroger's manager that was racist towards me, he came in the deli at 2996 and he started looking at me. He see me in the deli doing things, and he's staring and he's shocked. But you were this racist towards me and not let me have a position, but you see me in Walmart and you see me in the deli doing things. And this is where we got to understand. This is where I'm going to tell the Justice Department. It had people coming in the Walmart store that I used to work with, that I went on interviews with. I didn't even take the interview in Irving because it was a racial thing. And I'm gonna tell Governor Abbott, you want to talk about stuff. At Coca-Cola in Irving, at the Coca-Cola store, the factory in Irving for Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I think it was the Coca-Cola factory in Irving. I went on. I didn't even take it because of the racist behavior. Because of those things that I didn't take, and that's what's the main problem, where you get the job but you don't take it. And one thing we talked about in our CPS class in Carrollton, Texas, and we all talked about different things studying class, following your first instinct. I know I wasn't supposed to take that job with Charles. But let me tell you something. I don't regret it because I met Grizz. And if I wouldn't have had those things with Grizz, even though Charles was racist, let me tell you, I want to show y'all something. One king and another king sitting at the end of the table. You got 5 people on the left side, 5 people on that side, and the other person's on the other side of that table. I'm on one end and he's on another end. That King Charles was being racist and judging that person. You got two kings. Imagine a store manager sitting at the other end of the table and you sitting at the end, and that store manager is being racist towards you. We can stop talking about it, but racism is in the spirit. We see it, we identify it. And I had to deal with that at 12, 16. I had to deal with racism from Charles in the secondary orientation, the black people, and I had to deal with that. You know, today I'm gonna have to tell the Justice Department I cut Raymond off because he talked about what he didn't do to me. Him in 12, 16 did not do to me, and I cut him off. And when you cut racism off, when you cut racism off in Walmart, he called me. I say, I thought I blocked your number. Why would you call me and I thought I blocked your number? I don't want to talk. We don't want to talk to racism. We don't want to deal with Doug McMillon employees or racism. You call me and I block you because you want to fuss. Don't give them that chance to fuss or racism. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to fuss with you. I just want to cut you off where the knees at. He's going to realize why I'm not answering my phone. Racism is going to realize why we're not answering our phone. I don't need you. You know, it's time for me to be happy. It's time for God's children to be happy instead of being around racism. And it's time to stop it. I'm moving in a new direction. And people want to get mad because I'm starting all this trouble because what's really going on in the community, what's really going on, baby, we are not the same. I don't respect those things about what goes on between those things between Walmart. I don't respect those things. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect those things. I talked about the word the thing despise, and a person tried to despise me, and I had to think on that. I said, hold up, I'm in these relationships. Let me learn this word despise because this person mirrors. Let me learn this word despise. What goes on in the community and dealing with politics and dealing with them in Dallas County and dealing with them. And I'm like, I need to learn this word. So I started Googling it. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon. Despise. That's the thing, despise. I had to look it up and people, baby, you know, and that's what's the thing is. You know, we're gonna put this on thing. I want to give my own version, and I'm putting this on Likey and YouTube. I think my voice need to be. I've been networked. I've been on Twitter. I've been on everywhere. I'm determined to get my voice, and people mad because you ain't getting what you want, baby. No, God got what He want. He kept pushing. He got on his mission, even though the Romans were teaming up against him. He still got it. People were still teaming up against him. He still was able to push his mission. Moses was still able to push his mission after his brother questioned him and sent his army after him. Um, but the understanding of it, you know, I know where I come for so far and come at right now. And I think, me, I learned to despise, and that was Sabina's cousin, despise. I always want, I'm gonna continue to want. While they work, I'm gonna continue to want. But he think he gonna get something from me. Mirrors are watching, he think he's gonna get something. No. because I got other people helping me out. You're not getting a damn thing. Stay the fuck away from me. You think you getting something, but no, you will lose. I hope you make it in the industry, and I wish you the best. I wish you the best, but all I do is gotta stay loyal to the people. But I'm not. I don't want to work with Yellow Breeze and them because they did me wrong, and they lying about it. Full work and everybody act like you don't know me. OGP with them smiling. God said you ain't winning. I told Walmart, you scared that I might drop the heavens on you? God said, you scared of God? I told the FBI to tell the Walmart CEOs, you scared? What's the difference of it? My intelligence, you scared of change that I might shake the foundation of it? I said this. If I was your Walmart CEO, I would let you have $20 per period. $20 in your pay raise. That means if I'm paying you $18 an hour, right? And you putting $20 in your pay raise, right? You could be making $100 at $100 a year, $100 at the top of the year or each period. Your $20 will eat your paycheck, hit your paycheck, each pay period. Your $20 will hit your paycheck if you was in there. He stole my ideas. We already explained that how he stole my ideas and took it. Jessica was on my TikTok. She was on my YouTube. And plus, I was calling Walmart. It tells you on every social media platform, do you want your phone contacts to know that you're on here? So if I'm calling corporate office and I got Jessica number, she know that I'm on social media and I'm talking to the employees. That means they stole my idea. That means she was watching me on TikTok and YouTube. So the thing is this between this situation here, that Doug McMillon took something that and him and his Walmart took something that he was not supposed to take, and they are taking our dreams. They are taking it. God said, I give you ideas where you need to take. We go to the Supreme Court, the highest Supreme Court system, and we do a petition. We should be able to log in. I go on the Supreme Court website right now. I can't even log in. Let's go. They should create an account. The Supreme Court should change their platform up and do a petition. Everybody should be able to log in, put your address, put your information. Everybody will go over your information that you put, your address, you put everything in there. But this is gonna be you're gonna have portal petition, different petitions that if you want to fight for in this portal at the Supreme Court website, when you go in this portal and you're gonna have different petitions that you'll be fighting, and your name will be put on those different petitions thing that you want. We don't have to go to the highest Supreme Court. We can do it there if they're able to restructure it. And they're able to restructure. I say right now, if I say this, um, I'm gonna message my lawyer in the morning, and I'm gonna tell the Justice Department we should come up with a bill that we're gonna fine that judge and that black judge with the glasses for being aggressive. Every state attorney will have you can't afford a lawyer, you will give your state attorney. And if that judge is being aggressive, we will file a fine motion against a judge. That means your state attorney will get half of that money and you will get half of that money. And that fine against that judge will happen, okay? That judge will be fined. That state attorney will be fined. That judge will be fined for her aggressiveness. So I'm going to text my lawyer tomorrow. I'm going to tell her after I message the Justice Department, I want to file a fine motion against that judge. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department we need to come up with this bill that's a fine motion. When I was in the last October, that judge was being aggressive with me. I was still being calm. I was still being polite, but she was being aggressive. I still haven't let the podium, and you see how aggressive she went. I want a $10,000 fine. Even though me and my lawyer got trouble. And I filed this bill take into effect. So I'm gonna tell my lawyer, look here, I want to file a fine against her, a $10,000 fine against her, and my lawyer gonna get half of that money. So that's gonna go to her. You're not gonna be taken out. She's gonna have her own card, like every state attorney, every security guard, every government worker, every state attorney. You will have your own thing called where you're able to come to you. Soon as the fine go away, that's why I tell people should all have their own bonus card. And also when the judge is getting a fine, that can also go on your account. And you also have to find that, put that money into your taxes, into your file your tax. So every state attorney will have to find this. You know what I'm saying? So every state attorney, when you got problem with judges, talk to your lawyer and tell your lawyer you will have to find a fine motion against the judge. Every state attorney will get those fine motions. And your state attorney will, these for the people that can't afford a lawyer and you stuck to a state attorney. We passed that bill where people are getting a fine for a judge is getting fined for it. And if your lawyer is getting it, the same thing can happen. You get another lawyer and tell your other lawyer that you want to file a 10,000 fine against your lawyer, your last lawyer that you had. So those things can work either way. So those things can happen either way, guys. So right now I'm going on Likey and I'm making this thing going on Likey and I'm putting this in, but I want to talk about despise because people despise you. You know, people want to despise you. When you want what you can't, baby, I don't need you. So I don't need you. People want to talk about you want what you can't, baby. You in all of that. But soon as a nigga and these women acting some way, as soon as a nigga acts sometimes y'all want to call a nigga dumb, we gonna stop that shit right now when you women acting like dumbasses and you all that. One girl, she don't think she did something with Kanye West's daughter, and she in the video talking about you thought I was feeling you, baby. I don't need you to feel me, but you gonna feel my spirit by the time I'm done with you. You gonna feel me. You gonna feel everything that God put on you. You gonna feel God. That's what you gonna feel. Is she talking about a girl that did that's music? Thought I was feeling. You gonna feel God. You hear me? You gonna feel the power of the heavens move. You gonna feel me, and your spirit not gonna be able to turn heads, baby. You gonna feel everything. You thought I was feeling it. That song, baby. I had that girl that was doing a song with Kanye West. That I got major respect for him. I got still love you because you in the video with Kanye West's daughter. So I gotta keep that respect. So you gonna feel my spirit and you gonna feel God, you hear me? You gonna feel the heavens, you know? That's never gonna be taken from you. You gonna feel the heavens. You know, people talk a good game and don't understand the game of it, don't understand what comes with the game. Thought I was feeling you. Oh, God said you gonna feel me. You gonna feel me when I move the heavens, when we move the American people. You gonna feel me. You gonna feel me. I don't want you. Shit, you think I was, baby, we don't got time for it. People want to despise what we do and despise the things we got going on. God said, continue to do you, man. You know, I told Yellow Breeze and them, you playing catch up. You playing catch up. Boy, you better get your network up. You better get your network up, Yellow Breezy. You better find some reason to reach other people in different ways. Stop depending on Instagram and YouTube. You better get your network up. You better get your network up. You dial one person on YouTube, you say, you cop baby, you copying off of me. You probably somebody from Dallas. Come on, baby. I've been doing this from people started copying off of me, doing this in Addison and everything, baby. Come on. Nigga ain't copying y'all. Y'all playing catch up around here. A lot of y'all around the world playing catch up. You know, other people see you around the world. I've been interacting with other people, and people will copy off of you or what you're doing and how you're doing things. And that can be the biggest thing where we have the problem, where people can copy off of where you're doing things. No, I had to undownload Trill because I put some more I put so much on Trill app, and I had to undownload it because I gave them so much of my attention, and I said, hey, we're not going to do this. Walmart CEO, um, customer service. So man, that's the thing with those things, man. This thing still don't want me. But yeah, man, that's the thing with that. I put it on YouTube. That's all that matters. I put it on American video, and you know, and God said we want. Hey, God said I'm not even on that. You know, nobody work, and people think you work for some people, man. No, stop telling that lie. You know, I gotta give it. It's gonna take time to get my justice from the call center, because each state, when you're dealing with the call center, they call it from each state. When I called, let me tell you, when I went to Dallas office, when I called 100 times, and I went to my office and I told them I kept calling until I talked to somebody. That means I gotta give each senator time to each senator from each state time to find video, find recordings. That means I have to be patient to get my justice, God said, because they have to. You're calling from all over. You're talking to people from counties, to different states, from different counties and states. You're talking to people. So you have to give people a time. OGP, we speaking about something that he don't need to be speaking of. I don't work for no damn person, but I have to give my justice is coming to me from what the call center have done to me. So it's going to take each senator to look at each recording, to do investigation, each state of senator to do different things. So it's taking time. So OGP we is lying. They don't even know my situation. They don't even know my situation. They assuming stuff. The city and everybody assuming stuff. You know, you're assuming stuff and you don't know my situation. That means I got to give each senator time, each state representative, each person that I reached out to, I have to give them time because there's a lot of recordings. There's a lot of stuff that I did with my efforts, and I have to give them time. So you're speaking on stuff that they don't know. OGP, we don't know my situation. Dallas don't know my situation. It's hard for you to say something where Social Security violated my rights and turning me hung up in my face. And I told the president, you want information, the call center need to stop hanging out. You know, need to stop hanging out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm to a point where I'm this, you know, I had to say something about this situation between me and my old manager Jessica. She sent me pictures, and it takes two to play the game the way we did. It's two that played. So you're not, you know, she played a part in it, and I played a part in it. So you got to realize something. If you try to do this in this situation and deception, whatever, you know, because when I was on your clock, pictures was being seen. So we can play this how you want to play it, Doug Miller. And I told him, we can play this how you want to play it. Take two to tango. We can play this how you want to play it. What God said, everything you trying to use in lie, I told the Justice Department, I don't want to meet you in court. I don't want to meet you. And we're gonna handle this lie that you tell. I want what I want, and I take nothing less. God want what He want. The American, you took my dreams, you stole from me, and you lie, and you and your CEO stole. I don't want to meet you in court. And I'm gonna tell him, I don't want to meet you in this dispute that we have, Doug McMillon, and your lies that you tell you. God said we're gonna win, and God said that's a guarantee. Because everything that I give him, you might be fooling your employees, but everything that I give them is the truth. But these women want to act stuck up and do this, but as soon as I close myself off, you want to call a nigga stupid. Y'all need to heal. Y'all got the problems. So why would you, come on, why is that? You know, my phone just coming in. My phone stopped back working. I had to call Metro and get a new phone. So this phone has been cutting off and on. And this started back working. So I had to call Metro and get a new phone. So I want to tell I'm gonna tell OGPB, know my situation. Know my situation before you make up lies. Know my situation before you make up lies. And I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? OGPB, Social Security. Make before you make up lies. Because I gotta give each people a chance to go over everything. That means every senator got their part in it. I have to give them a chance. Give them time. We got 51 states in America, 50 states and 51 states in America. And we have to give every person a time to do their part in this situation. So you're speaking on stuff that you don't know, keep your mouth closed. But you say I'm dumb. And then he laughing. Man, go ahead with that, baby. God said they think, Doug McMillan to think the Walmart CEO think he winning. God said I'm winning. God said we winning. I'm gonna tell the Justice Department. God told me to tell Doug McMillan, he said he winning. But God said we winning. You know, God said, I want you to speak how you feel. Don't hold nothing in. God said, don't hold nothing in. God said, Doug McMillan wouldn't think he winning. But God said, we winning. America winning. But I want to tell people, man, like, I said when I was on here, I want to strong. I have always been the stronger person. But the women I have been dating have not been strong. And even when I was a teenager, I need somebody that's strong, mentality-wise. Don't let it words affect the heart. I'm gonna tell you one thing. When love for me, when I used to stand on my bed and I used to miss her so much, and I used to miss Sabina so much, my heart used to drop. And I put my hand on the wall. Sometimes I try to get up, and my heart is aching more for her. But you know what? I said, God, we got to keep going. You got a bigger purpose for me. You got a higher power. Like, even though my heart is dripping and dying, it's dripping. And I'm missing her more. And I understand those things when you're missing somebody. And God said, you got to keep pushing. I talk to God and I give it to God. And I'm like, God, tell me, I understand you're missing it, but you have to keep going. Understand you want to be by her side, but she don't understand. And she made up her mind. She choose jealousy. She choose manipulation. And God pushed me back up. God pushed me back up. When my heart is leaking and I hardly can't get up out of my bed, I talk to God. Sometimes I put my hand on the water and I'm putting my hand on my bed, side of my bed, and my heart is dripping. The heart is leaking for something. The heart is dripping for something. But I talk to God and I say this, God, and we know God's telling me, I know you miss her, I know you love her, you know you want to move forward. You know lies and things was not being truthful, things were not, and all the story wasn't being told. But you gotta keep moving. God said you gotta keep moving. She wanna be left alone. God said let her be. But you're gonna have higher power, love. I'm gonna give you something that is devotion. I don't want you to think none of that. Leave that alone. Don't accept nothing else. What you're looking for is something that's real, something that's powerful, and what you're looking for. I want you to understand those things. Understand those meaning. One thing church and say around say we can use them. I'm gonna tell him what he said. God been using me. He been using me since I was a kid when I played in the band in New Orleans. He been using me since I was in regular classes in New Orleans, not just in Texas. When I walked in front of millions and played simple. When I played in front of football, one of the center talk about is participation. I always been about participation, but it's about the belief system too. I'm not gonna hang out with people and they not picking up a book. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mess with you where my life can be in jeopardy for you listening to motherfuckers and you're not able to get your knowledge right. I know my knowledge. Do you know your knowledge? And that's the main problem. Sometimes, me, I don't always say nothing to people. A boss keep moving with his strong mentality. But if a woman can't be strong, one thing I hate about relationships, and I hate about people, family, and I hate about those things. Oh, I don't like the way, we see people, family getting murdered from boyfriends and stuff. You would want people to treat your cousin right, and I didn't get that. Oh, I don't like the way y'all act towards each other. I don't like the way y'all do this towards each other. They call me mean up in Dallas County Jail. Call me, yeah. Let me tell you something. If you be nice to me, I be nice to you. The kindness gotta work both ways. The respect and the kindness gotta work both ways. If we ain't giving that both ways, you're gonna cause a problem. I'm sitting in the one cell. I'm in Dallas County. I'm sitting in one cell, and sitting out. This lady waiting the holding tank, and she being aggressive. She instead of talking trash, I say, and this lady, the guy telling me to back up. What this lady got to fear, and she being the aggressive nurse. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department. I told him she being aggressive. This nurse in Dallas County, she being aggressive, and that need to stop. Y'all nurses in Dallas County is being aggressive, and I'm way out there, and she way in the tank, and you telling me to back up when this nurse, you should be writing her ass up. And then every time I go on that monitor, motherfucker, when people sending that motherfucking holding tank, y'all put a fucking clock out there, some of you stupid motherfuckers. Put a clock out there. Maybe people will know the time it happened. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department that. Put a motherfucking clock out there. Tell Dallas County Jail to put a fucking clock out there in that holding tank when you get ready to move people around the building. Put them in different tanks. Put a fucking clock out there, you dumb motherfucker. Maybe when I go on your monitor, I can put the time it happened and the name, and your workers not giving people their names in there. I'm gonna tell the Justice Department, tell the state of Texas and the Dallas, Texas, to put a motherfucking clock out there. Maybe the people when they go in a regular cell with everybody else, maybe the people able to tell the time it happened. How a motherfucker supposed to tell the time when it happened, and we sitting in that motherfucking tank with no quiet and no people, no peace or no nothing. Put a fucking clock out there. Maybe a person will know the fucking time. They sit you in there moving you to up floor to floor, and they don't got a mother. Then you go on the monitor talking about what time, what's the name. None of your motherfucking security wants to give me their fucking name. They being a bitch in Dallas County. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department. Tell Dallas when you moving people on each floor, put a fucking clock out there. Maybe when we go on a monitor, it'll be something where we can write, put the time. And your security guard not giving people names. They're up there being a bitch and running off and not giving people their names. Nobody wants to deal with that bullshit. And Judge Kennedy got the balls to talk about, oh, we can. Your doctors don't do a damn thing to my doctors, you dumb motherfucker. And she should be fired, man, for false advertising. She should be fired, man. For false, she get a fine for that shit, man. Talking about she retired. You ain't damn retired. You still in your position with lying pieces of. Look at them. They still promote everything turning out like it's supposed to be. Everything is turning out. God said you gonna try to give me. God said we coming after you. We ain't gonna touch my this. You ain't gonna touch one of my disciples. God said. The American people have spoken. The American people have spoken. Motherfucker, go ahead, man. Nigga, look, go ahead, man. I'm dealing with behavior and shit. And at the end of the month, I'm gonna have a little more to get to church in the city. I'm gonna have something Sunday. Bam, I'm gonna put $100 in that shit. I'm sure I barely had that much shit. I like that church and I'm gonna keep going to that church. I'm going this Sunday, man. The fat gas, I'm going this Sunday. I'm gonna go with my Sunday. I'm going this Sunday. So so I was just doing a new work or something. I was doing a new work and I was actually doing this little video. And I looked at this one girl. She let me tell you the song I did and let y'all see if y'all remember. And I was looking up the word despise. And her song popped up on it. And I had to put it on TikTok. I don't like the way they got my settings, and I'm gonna have to message on TikTok and can you please put my video setting to a new thing because I don't like it the way it is. You know, but that's the thing with those things. No, the maid didn't keep nobody out of his business and shit. Look, you know what I'm saying? I'm just talking. I don't want to hear that shit. I got other things to do. We got other devotion. Long jealousy family member. I ain't trying to get none. Stop trying to use what I've been through in songs, make songs. Hey, I can't deal with it. You know, we gotta realize when people choose jealousy and despise in other people, you gotta keep moving, man. You know, you gotta be able to keep moving. No, your government working people despise. I was like, I'm this girl talking about despise. Let me look at the people despise. I do what I want and I say what I want. Song. I do what I want and I say what I want. So I like, oh man, I don't like so so that's the thing with that situation. But you know, we dealing with other bullshit and other people and other floor mats and we dealing with that and I'm networking, guys. I'm networking. I'm doing what I do best and I'm networking. You know, but I don't have time for it. You know, a friend messaged me today and I like the old friend, he not really a friend. A friend don't do racist things and be racist towards you and treat you bad as a co-worker. And then talk about on the phone what you didn't do to me and throw sneaky shots at me. You lying on me. Stay away from me. I don't need you. I don't need racism. I don't need racism behavior. So I cut him off. He tried to call me. I thought I blocked his number. And I said, you calling me? You know what I'm saying? You got something going on at Walmart. What's the problem going at Walmart? You gonna lose your job? What you calling me for? I don't want nothing to do with you, man. That Doug McMillan problem. Forgiveness it come both ways. So I got many things that I want to do, and I'm about to have fun doing it, and I'm not out to quit. We not out to give up, and we got things to do. I'm already laying the platform and doing the platform and the manab on it, and we taking this to the next level. But I really want to get my gaming mansion building, gaming mansion, music building, mansion building. I really want to get that off the ground in the future. Maybe get it off for 2 or 3 years when I'm doing everything. And there's a gaming mansion music building that I'm gonna create. And I got a really idea for those things and to show it and really and it's gonna change the idea of gaming and the way we do things. And I think that's the reason where it is. But I realized that my focus and my strategy is not gonna have to deal with Walmart. And I have to let go of people that no longer serve me. One thing, I stopped believing in Walmart. We stopped believing in the principles of it. I stopped believing in Texas businesses. And you have to stop believing in things and see the truth for what it really is. And once you see the truth for what it really is, you grow more than you behind. Stop thinking they give everybody growth and it's not as that as simple. So I think that's the way I don't want to be in that environment and I don't want to be there. And people want to get manipulated and people want me to, oh, you don't want either. You're being manipulated. So I had to do it. I'm like, man, let me show. I have a lot of work. I have a lot of work and I have a lot of things to do. I told my little son when I get back to moving around and going back to the gym, I'm getting tired. I gotta lift weights and do this by myself. Once I get back to those things, you're gonna see dad always losing weight. They never count your dad out. You hear me? Right now we're going through a stage where I'm more at home and you gotta pay for a trainer. People not being active in the gym, and now you go to these gyms, everybody stand to themselves. They're not talking, and it's hard. Like man, people are not being active and like, hey, how you doing? They not want to talk, and they being picky. And you gotta watch those. You gotta watch those in society. You gotta watch those people that be picky or who they choose. They want to interact with. And that's the main thing we got in society today where people would pick and choose who they want to hang out with. And that's what we got in society. They picking and choosing what side of society they want to hang out with. They pick and choose. I ain't telling nobody my business. Me, hey, shit, my mama don't know anything else from where y'all don't hear everything. But people want to look. No, they started with this stuff about tax dollars. I know the cause of that. And I told Joe Biden, I told Senator Harris, I want you to award the people that treated me right and that heard me out at the call center. She reward them. And I actually told them they deserve it. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, people will try to make I wake up in my bed each morning and one of the neighbors said he's a black neighbor. Let me find out that he won and we don't play. Let me tell you something. Just because you wake up mean don't mean I have to wake up mean. When Lil Wayne was on the street with Boo and Gotti, he's in on a tour bus, and with Boy and got Wayne got his short one to and I hot and I fresh and I ride when the time to ride ain't no, and he's Wayne's on the middle of the street. He's chilling in another state, and he talking to this lady. He telling her yes ma'am, yes sir, and all of those things. That means Wayne is intelligent. He's a smart guy, and I'm intelligent and a smart guy. So that means Wayne know how to say, yeah, when he's on the news station, he's talking to somebody on the news. He's talking respect and dignity. But sometimes we don't like when people, and I know you seen Wayne in interviews where people he didn't like when he's standing in front the courtroom and this guy asking him questions, stupid questions about photos and people paying things, and Wayne like, but people will get out of line with you and say these things towards you, and that will mean Miss Brooks, but I'm still able to keep the conversation cool. You said even though she was wrong, but I'm able to go to work come to court the next week. After a couple of weeks we haven't talked to each other, I'm able to go to court the next week and still say, hey, how you doing? Even though the trust has been broken. But I just don't depend on her and what she's saying. Let me go and make sure no buffooning going on. Because one of the black guy in the courtroom, I told him to look at the guy that was looking at my paperwork, the black guy, and judge. He said, "We gonna get you. You threatened me, so you threatened me with jail intent because I won't let you treat me bad in the courtroom." And I think them laughing and tunting, and you're gonna see, and one of the Spanish lady intimidate me. That's another thing we're gonna have to identify in the courtroom that I'm gonna ask. In Judge Kennedy courtroom, intimidation, the Spanish lady intimidate me. So we are recognizing these things are what they're doing. So when I go in the Justice Department, I'm gonna say, hold up. This lady, I'm standing in front of Judge Kennedy courtroom, and this lady, one of the people that's in Judge Kennedy, look who I was looking around, looking all of my direction in that courtroom. They was intimidating me and mean mugging me. One of the ladies, Spanish, one of the ladies was intimidating me. So you look at one of the cameras, where my eyes was in that courtroom. You're looking at the eyes, where my eyes was. People was intimidating. Look who I was looking in that direction. So I'm going to tell the justice woman, when I was in Judge Kennedy courtroom, I think she was Mexican, she was real light, or one of the others, she was intimidating. Just imagine if Joe Biden was sitting up there in the middle of the election and he was freezing, and I'm not saying nothing about that, but he froze up, president. I'm just saying what I saw the reaction of Joe Biden in that transition, what was going on in that election between Trump and him. So me analyzing those things and how his facial expression, he looked like he was, something wasn't right of the facial expression of Joe Biden's face in the middle of that transition period of the election. And I don't know what scared him at that moment, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just saying about what I saw at the spirit face behavior. What I saw at the spirit face. We able to see the spirit even when we on TV. We able to identify the spirit of others. You can't hide it just because you're trying to show that you're happy in the movie. Just because you play a role that don't mean nothing, God said. I can still see your spirit when you even playing a role. I can still see you. I can see the real you, not the role that you playing. I can see the real you in the spirit. So if God was right here and he was in front of the TV and he knows you're acting, he knows you're playing a position, and he knows you're acting. And he said, if God sitting right here and he got the TV in front of me, he watching somebody. Say he watching Thorn, right? But he knows Thorn acting. But God is able to see the real spirit of him. He able to see the real him, not just the character. God able to see the real him, and that's what you got to be able to identify those things. Your character ain't nothing, but God can see behind the character you're playing, and you have to understand those things that what God can see. It doesn't matter if he playing a thorn character, but God see the real you. He see the identified. He can identify you for this sitting there watching TV, sitting on the TV doing this. He can identify those things, and you got to understand that what God can do and all the things that he can do. You got to be able to identify those things in those formats. So it doesn't matter you playing a character or goal. Say my President Joe Biden, he's playing a character. He played the roles as a character, a president, right? But God can see behind those things. And anybody in that God can see behind that matter. It doesn't matter if you playing another role in somebody's position. God see behind the spirit of you. He sees the real you. And I seen one of the guys that was when Trump was there. He's a white guy. He got a mustache. He looked like the guy that had flitted the kite. And the way he looked at Trump, he had a problem when Trump was in office. You can tell he was the enemy of Trump, and he working for Trump. And I didn't like him. And he's on CNN. I saw his spirit. And I'm like, man, I don't like this guy while Trump is sitting in front of the White House and he's looking at Trump wrong in the spirit. He's eyeballing Trump. And you analyze, it's about analyzing the picture. Every picture tells a story. But if you look at the facial expression of the pictures and look at the directions of it, which way this person looking in the spirit of that picture. And I was able to analyze when Trump was sitting at the White House and talking about it when he was in office, and how this guy with the beard with the glasses and he's white man, he looked like the guy that it flinted the kite and the lightning and stuff, and how he just looked at the president wrong. He looked at the president wrong, and his facial expression. That means I analyzed he was Trump's enemy while he was standing by Trump, and I saw those things in the spirit, and I was like, hold up. I'm seeing things that I'm recognizing. People are sitting right by Trump, and while Trump is talking, and their spirit is not right. So I'm seeing some of them, and their spirit is not right, and there's something. The Holy Spirit is not right. I'm looking at them, and I'm catching on to the spirit of the picture. You don't just have to have video, but you can catch on to the spirit of the picture. Like every picture tells a story. When we watch wrestling, I wanted to tell her, obey. I was on a Facebook, and they said something about Stephanie McMahon. What's your favorite moment? And when an obey moment. When everybody told when Stephanie McMahon, I would have said it on there, but I forgot about it. Damn, I got so many things, and I didn't even know what I wanted. I'm so proud of her. She came so far. She got a doctor's degree. I'm so proud of her. And Triple H should be proud of her. Vince McMahon, everybody. When you're a fan of her and how far she came, but I don't like it how it is now. And I don't like how the screen portrays her. I don't like how the production, the production portray her. I like Kevin Gates said, it's a gimmick. It's so fake. It's not that Stephanie McMahon is playing a fake character. It's the production. It's the TV. It's the high def. It's fake. I don't like it. I don't like the way the screen, the production is. I like the old production with Stephanie on there. We was actually getting the real deal. Now everything is high def and it's fake now. I feel like it's fake now. I'm not getting the real deal. And even though I know Stephanie's character is real and I like the way she's doing it, but the portray of the character is not given everything. That can be the downfall of it. I just hate the production. I hate the production of it. Her character is real, but the production, the screen, the video production, the way the setting is, I like the old intro. They could have just took Stone Cold and them out of there and used the same intro. I don't like it how they got WWE. I don't like it. I like the old intro with Stone Cold and Triple H and them when you get on SmackDown and Raw. Stone Cold. They should have did something like that. Restructured it. I don't like how the intros come on now. I don't like that, man. I just think it's fake and it's gimmicks. I like the old intro of WWF. I like the old intro. I miss the old intro. And I think Stephanie McMahon is great and she's have new heights. And there's many other scenes that I like. 100 Triple H with the dog. Your daddy just mad because he can't give. He grabbed the little dog. Just Stephanie McMahon. Your daddy just mad that he can't. Hunter just mad because he can't. He's not longer. Man, I know they was playing in the role, but I like it when it was this, man, the excitement of it, because you going through it as a couple, but you're in a wrestling ring, you know? And I like it when the dog Triple H said, here, ooh, Stephanie Man, like, ooh. And, a thing I saw on Rey Mysterio's son, I saw him try to do the thing on the KO, his dad move against the guy KO. And his timing off. You're not gonna do it well as your dad, but your timing. I'm seeing it on YouTube. He doing this. No, your dad, he get right to doing when he get people on that rope, he don't hesitate. He go right to do it. Your dad, and I'm seeing Rey Mysterio's son trying to do. He got to do the KO, and he doing the thing. He got him on the ropes, and I'm like, hold up. What are we seeing? What are we seeing here? And I'm like, hold up. He hesitated. And that's something that Rey Mysterio don't do. As soon as he sees something in him, if the Undertaker's, and as soon as Rey Mysterio see somebody body on that rope, he goes right in to do it. He hesitated doing this. And that's where it collapsed on you. Your dad don't hesitate. Your dad don't hesitate at all. I'm gonna tell you my favorite movie is with the Undertaker's on there when he get on top of the rope and he grabbed this dude by his arm, he go bam. In the last ride. The Tombstone is okay, but the last ride is my favorite move by the Undertaker. The last ride is my favorite move by the Undertaker. So we just able to talk to each people. That was able to do that. I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna get off here right fast. We done with this one. I was at Dallas County and I was telling people about what I know about the music business.